So pick a piece of paper.
Okay.
Okay, and then that means you pick a pink one.
Oh,
And now you
God.
both read them out loud, and we come up with what we're gonna draw.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so yours says
Shark.
shark, and yours says
Afraid.
So we're thinking in the neighborhood of fearful shark, a shark that's afraid. No judgment. This is a judgment-free zone. What's one of the times that you remember, like walking onto set and feeling like the most uneasy about what you had to pull off?
Love this question.
I think the first time I was ever on a set, like my first scene I ever shot, it was
Which would have been in what?
in Belfast.
Because that was your first movie?
First movie, first time I saw on camera.
Oh God.
And
Do you know, side note, that as a member of the press, they sent me some of Barry's tea for Belfast? And
Really?
yes, and now I drink it all the time. And every time I make a cup, I'm like, thanks, Kenneth Branagh.
so we got you hooked.
And I'm like, thanks, Ireland. So what was like the first thing you shot then?
It was. I don't even think it made it into the movie.
Of course not.
It was I think that might have been my fault.
Because you blew it?
Yeah, I think so. No, but it was very. I think I was just like, it was a wide shot, and I was standing there, and all these people like, they were poking and prodding makeup sticks on my face, and my hair was getting ruffled, and I was like,
It's a lot.
I was like, maybe I'm not cut out for this.
And how old were you?
I was 10.
Yeah.
I was serious.
Well, so compare that to being like significantly more experienced when you come into Holland. Like, what do you recall? Like, kind of a first memory of that?
I remember the Zoom call I had with you, Mimi, right before I got the role, and I remember thinking like, oh, I really hope I get to work on this movie, because you seemed so like passionate about it, and like you knew.
Fooled you. I'm just kidding.
That's how she gets ya.
You seemed like you knew what you were doing, so I was like, oh, okay, we're gonna have a good time on this.
That was like the casting call. That was like the callback, right?
I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jude in that callback was like, came on with his lovely mother and polite Irish boy. It was like, oh, this is so delightful. And then once we called action, it was like you went into a trance. Like this, your whole face changed. You became Harry, and suddenly you were from the Midwest, and it was pretty amazing. So I got goosebumps.
Is it challenging when you're like, I've never thought of this before, like when you're an actor and you're playing someone that is from a place you are not from, and you might theoretically not know much about, like, what's that preparation like? What do you do?
No, I'm a person, I like to like go in and like really place myself in the mind of my character. Like I was searching up what kids in that time period and in that place were doing, what games they were playing, and some of that stuff made it into the script. I remember the Pogs, having those, and yeah, I really like preparing and doing my research about some stuff. But
Tell them about the playlist.
the playlist.
All about the playlist.
Me and Mimi had a playlist. She put on a bunch of songs, and it was Harry's songs that Candy gave to him in the movie. And
Discman.
yeah,
Proper
Nice.
Discman, year 2000.
Discman. Oh, Discman. I found a whole bunch of CDs were moving, and I found CDs, and I was like, wow, these could make really good coasters.
That's true. That's actually true.
So what's like a song that will forever make you think of this movie?
I think the first track on that one
What's that? I don't
was
remember.
"Warning" by Green Day.
Ha! Nice.
So I listened to that. I listened to that playlist every day we drove to work, and I got to like the 6th song, and I always started off with Green Day.
Green Day.
Do you have a jam that's like Holland? Because like I said, I don't want to spoil the movie for anybody, but I want to know what it is. What's going on here?
Well, I do love the song No More I Love Yous is in the movie by Annie Lennox.
Ooh, God, it's a great song.
And it was important to me that Nancy sang that song. So that's a favorite.
God, I guess. Visually, this movie has me totally hooked already.
Good.
And so, can you talk about some of your influences and some sort of Like, what's a whisper of another movie that you carried into this? Because it doesn't look like something I've seen, but I feel like it's referencing something that I might have seen.
Well, there's some homage to Hitchcock, and then there's
I knew it. I knew there was Hitchcock in there. Something's going on in this movie.
the hope that there's a sort of like a familiarity with maybe Fargo or like a Coen Brothers film. So those are inspirations.
Nice.
Those are the main ones for this film.
So that's what you're going to the theater to see when you actually have time to enjoy a movie rather than making one?
I like to do a lot of different types and genres of films, but I love the mix of sort of the scary with sort of the odd, subtle comedy. So, yeah.
Nice. And how did the casting go with everyone else as well? Like, how did it all fall into place? How do we craft this?
I kind of got on my first choices.
Oh, that's amazing.
Gael and Matthew were my first choices for those roles, and Nicole had always wanted to work with Gael and vice versa. So they were like all in, and then Matthew, we really just needed him to finish shooting Succession. And we were like, can we have you?
Again, is it time now, please?
Yeah, so it really worked out. It's a great group.
I really love that Nicole Kidman is working so much, and she's so vocal about picking who she wants to work with very carefully. And it's not just about like, I want to stay busy, I need to make money to pay for my taxes or whatever. Like, certain performers, you wonder, like, sometimes it gets a little weird or uninspired, right, with her choice, whereas she's the exact opposite end of the spectrum, where I'm always like, what's she doing now? So she chose this. Like, what can you tell us about her character in this movie that, once again, it's not giving anything away, but
no, I think that she's an incredible actress, like one of the best of our times, and so I think she can do anything, and she likes to stretch herself.
Yeah.
And because she works so much, I'm sure she's looking for a variety of opportunities. But in a way, she's like kind of single-handedly allowing a whole class of female directors to have more opportunities after they work with her. And that's a huge deal.
What do you think is like your favorite movie of hers?
Well,
Impossible?
I have many, but I love To Die For, and I love Birth.
And
Birth.
Ooh, Birth is challenging.
Yeah. And I love Eyes Wide Shut.
I just rewatched that recently.
It's so good.
And I watch it really differently. Oh, has it been 20 years? I watch it really differently now than I watched it back then.
Yeah.
There's just so much more context, like even off screen, but also like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I get being bored and wanting to go to a party where we all show up in capes and masks. And then just like, see what happens. Just wait, you'll see.
Enough said.
So Jude, and by the way, we're reaching on the culmination of this. So if you're almost done,
I think
you feel
there's
done?
nowhere it's going from here.
I got really close to Matthew on this project, and all the scenes with Nicole, like, I was like, because I was starstruck. Like, first time on the set.
Yeah.
As anybody should be if they're meeting Nicole Kidman and Matthew Macfadyen.
Yeah.
But yeah, after a while, I realized these are just like really down-to-earth, nice people, and that definitely makes it easier.
Yeah, just human beings, right?
Yeah.
It's wild. It's even wild in this job where it's like, oh my God, your art means so much. Like, I enjoyed like Fresh. I'm like, something's going on with the next movie now. I know, I got you. But then getting to sit down and talk and even, share a vulnerable moment in which you really might not have wanted to draw, but are drawing with me. That's special.
We'll do a dance contest next time. We'll do
Dance parties next.
Yeah.
Hopefully there will be a sequel to Holland. I'm sure it'll be totally appropriate. Are you ready to reveal?
I mean, Red.
So
No.
So the way that we do this is we first show the camera, and then we'll take turns showing each other.
Okay.
Okay? So on 3, just pick it up, and we're going to show the camera straight forward. Boom. Go. That's what we're doing. All right, Jude, show us yours.
Yes.
Yes. Afraid.
I love it.
Very afraid.
Tell me the name of this horrible fisherman that he's so afraid of.
That's Steve.
Steve. Every time it says Steve.
It's Steve, yeah.
It's always Steve.
It's always Steve. Okay, and now please. What were you so afraid of?
It's raining blood.
Incredible. It's raining blood. Hallelujah. Do you know that song? It's okay. So this is my afraid shark.
Ooh.
But he's afraid because I'm interviewing him
I
and
love
making
it.
him do things he doesn't want to do.
It's great.
This is dedicated to you both.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Holland.
Holland.
That's something right there.
That's Holland. How did you know? You gave it all away, that one picture.
And hopefully Nicole Kidman is wearing a pink wig in this film. I'm sure I missed it in the trailer, but it's
Spoiler, yeah.
Yeah.